Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. Today we're here for a Makeup Monday. I am going to bring you a short little video talking about how I do my face contour. How do I get my makeup to look like this, where there's some color on my cheeks? How does it enhance my face structure? And what products am I currently using that I love? I get questions all the time about my makeup. I get compliments, and I felt there was a desire to learn a little bit more. So I'm going to be filming an occasional Makeup Monday video to share with you guys my own techniques and the products that I'm currently using. So this video today is all about contouring. I'm going to share with you what I do, and I'm also going to share with you why I think it's valuable. I didn't always contour my face, and I used to be really skeptical about it, but I started doing that within the past 3 months, I would say, and I have never gotten so many compliments on my makeup as I have in the past 3 months, both in person and on video. So that tells me that I'm doing something right. So if you want to know more about this topic, then please stick around for the rest of this video. I'll demonstrate for you and we'll talk about it. All right, here we are to talk about the contouring part of my makeup routine and why I think it is valuable to know how to best contour your own face to bring out your features and to best suit the look you're trying to achieve. So always the disclaimer I share in these videos is I am not a makeup expert. I do not pretend to be. I don't necessarily know all the best techniques or the best colors even that work for me. What I can offer though is just experience in playing around with this and trying it. And I do film a lot of videos and I get compliments constantly, not only on YouTube, but on Instagram about my makeup. So I might be doing something right, at least for me, because I do get those compliments a lot. So I am sharing this with you as just one point of information. You can take it or leave it, and you certainly should be seeking other advice too if you're really, really interested in getting better at this type of thing. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. All right, so I'm going to share with you a couple of products that I really like that I've been using, and I will link everything that I can in the description below. If something is no longer available or if I can't find it online, then obviously I won't link it. But let's talk about contouring and why I think it is so popular and why I think it is a valuable thing to do, even in just your everyday makeup. So right now, my face has been prepped with foundation. So I always start my before I put any makeup on, and I do put foundation on my whole face. If you're curious what my skin looks like with nothing on it, then I will refer you to a video I did for skinstore.com where I actually do my makeup from nothing. I show you exactly the challenges I deal with my own skin, which is incredible unevenness, lots of red, blotchiness, sunspots, and things like that. So you can go and refer to that if you want to know kind of what I start with. But this video is only about the contouring section of putting on makeup, not the rest of it. And for those of you who are new to my channel, I do suffer from hair loss. The main focus of my channel is actually wig reviews, and I felt it would be most helpful if I did this video without a wig on so that you could really see how it looks on my, how my face looks as I'm doing it. So that's why I don't have a wig on in this video. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is the actual dark contouring that I like to do. And if you're watching this video, it's likely you've seen other videos or seen people demonstrate how they do their own contour. So usually what you do is you use a color a lot darker than your skin tone and your makeup, your overall makeup, because that's going to give the shadows and the contrast that you're looking for. I have a product that I've been using lately that I really love, and it's this E.L.F. Cream Contour Palette. Now, I've contoured with powder products before, which have worked just fine, and there's lots of great products out there, but right now this is the product that I use every day when I do my makeup. I also have another product that I've just started recently trying, and this is an Ulta foundation stick, and I just purchased it's a foundation stick, and I purchased it in a dark color because that, again, you want to go darker for contouring. So you can use things like regular foundation in a darker color than you're used to, or a foundation stick. You can use powders. I encourage you to experiment to find what works best for you. So let's just start adding the contour. So I've used brushes and I've used my fingers. And so right now, the way I'm doing my makeup today, and have been for the past couple of months, is I've been just using my fingers to put the contour on. I find it gives me a little bit greater control and helps me to build a little bit better. I typically do like using brushes though, and I do use a brush to put my foundation on. So this palette has 4 different colors. And so typically the way that I'm doing it is I'm using this. So this is the darkest, next dark, and there's no, this has no label on the back, and so it doesn't tell me what the colors are. And I don't use this one a whole lot because I use other things for the highlight and for some of those things. But I take this one right here, which is the second darkest, and I just put a little bit on my finger, and I start by just kind of putting it sort of where my cheekbones are. And you can suck your mouth in or do something to draw out those cheekbones if you want to. I really don't have prominent cheekbones at all, so I don't have a great base to work from. And I'll be looking behind my camera in the mirror every now and then just because it's easier for me to see. But so I just put that on there, and then I just sort of rub it in. And I do that right away. I don't like to put the contour all around and then blend it because I think it blends a little bit better. And I'm not looking for a super stark look. I'm not putting a ton of other makeup on, so I don't really go to town with this. But I just do that a little bit here, and I just make sure that I'm getting it all up to my hairline. And I will be blending this with a brush in a minute, but I start off with this. Now, when you put contour on and you start using this darker stuff, it doesn't look great at first. Remember, it's a buildable process, and once you start adding your other makeup, it will really start to blend in and create more of a shadow as opposed to a really stark, different color. So just keep that in mind as well. It's not going to look great right now. It's going to look like I'm using makeup that's too dark for me. That's all intentional. All right, so then I get my contour on, and I do know some people who put contour up here and I will be adding it other places, but just want to point out that I am going to use other makeup as well, and this is for my everyday look. This is not a makeup look that I would do for like date night or if I'm really trying to be dramatic. This is what I do every single day for my everyday makeup look. Now, I take this darker color. So this is the darker one, and I actually do this one down here. And what this does is it creates a shadow on my jawline, and it lifts my face a little bit and kind of gives it, because I have sort of a long face and I'm a little heavy, I'm, carrying some extra weight. And so I tend to be kind of jowly a little bit. And so this is going to help create a shadow there and draw attention away from that part of my face. Now, the last thing I do with this palette here is I do a little bit of contour on my nose, and very little. So I just put a little bit of that lighter color on either side of my nose, and I blend it in a little bit. And I just do it until I'm kind of satisfied with the look. And so this one I was using the second lightest color of all of these. All right, so now that I have that part on, just wiping it off my fingers. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this with some bronzer. I really love using bronzer. I may have to change up the colors that I use a little bit as winter comes because I'm going to lose some of my tan, which I already have lost a little bit of it. But so now the bronzer that I use and I'm loving is, and I don't know if I can get this because it's so light, but it's Revolution is the brand. And this one is their bronzer, their Holiday Romance. So that is the bronzer I use. I love this stuff. And I am actually quickly falling in love with the Revolution line of products because they are so reasonably priced and offer great color. Some of them are really pigmented. I've been using some of their eye color on my eyes. I just love this brand. It's pretty new to me, but I'm really falling in love with it. So I just use a big fat brush. You can use any kind of big fluffy powder type brush, and I just use some of this. And now I'm using this to blend that a little bit better. And this is where I start to go up into my forehead and my hairline. So I am creating a bit of a contour up this direction. I'm just not using contour directly up there. And then for my nose, I just kind of do this. I don't usually add more bronzer to it. I just sort of use what's left. And I blend it up and in. I am going to put highlighter on the tip of my nose, which will add some contrast there. And then I want to blend this part. And you can kind of go down into your neck a little bit if you want to. It just really depends on your skin tone and the look you're trying to achieve. I usually add, now I just got a little bit left, so now I'm just kind of, I don't want there to be stark bronze, so I'm just sort of fluffing it all around. So now that's what this ended up looking like. It just gives my face a little bit of depth, dimension. It draws it in. It makes it appear that I do have some cheekbones, which I really don't have prominent cheekbones. Without the help of this, I wouldn't look like I have any cheekbones at all. And then I finish off this, well, there's two more things I usually do. So then I add a little bit of color. So I've really only added brown tones to my skin right now. The brown bronzer, the contour. So I like to add a little bit of color on top of that. And right now, the product that I am using for that is, it's Isla Bonita Mineral Baked Blush. I'll have to look. I can't remember where I got this. It may have come, I'm not sure if that's focusing or not. It may have come in, I was getting like a monthly subscription box for a little while. I don't remember which one I was getting, but I think this came in that. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to find this. But any kind of a blush that matches what you're going for. I really like this pink color for my skin tone. You might be looking for more of a coral or a peach or something like that. But I take a brush and I take this. And then I just kind of go a little bit above, and I don't go below the corner of my eye with this. And that is just to add a little flush to this so it's not all dark brown. And then I do a little bit up here as well, and just a tiny bit on my nose. I am going to use highlighter on my nose, but it just sort of gives a good glow, a fresh sun kind of look. And it softens up that dark color, so I get a little bit of a natural flush. And that is what that looks like. It's very light, and I don't use a ton of it. I think it works great, and normally if I'm not talking all through this part of my makeup takes me just a couple of minutes max. I mean, truly, like 2 minutes at the most. My goal is that makeup doesn't take me more than 15 minutes total. 10 to 15 minutes, that's how long I want to spend doing my makeup on an everyday basis, so this stuff is not that involved. And then the final piece of it is the highlighter. So let me grab that one. And so this is such an awesome palette. So this is the Revolution, again, Revolution brand, and it's their blush palette, and it's Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold. That's what it's called. Now, I actually reviewed this palette on my skinstore.com video, and I love this so much. I use it for blush, I use it for eyeshadow, and I use it to put some color on my lips. I use it for a lot and I just absolutely love it. So I will definitely be linking this for you so that you can check it out if you want to check it out. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to grab a different brush. And I really like kind of the highlights. So I've got sort of a pinky highlight right here, sort of a coral, and that. I usually use this one right here and I just put it on my nose a little bit. And sometimes I even just use my finger. Actually, most of the time I just use my finger. So I add a little highlight on my nose. I like to add a little here. And then sometimes, depending on what I'm trying to do, is I might go with this peach one and or the pink one, and I might just add just a little at the corner. So the blush I added did have some sparkle, some shimmer, not sparkle, shimmer. But I like to add a little bit more because then that makes the sides of my eyes pop a little bit. And as I'm getting older, I definitely want to try to reflect the light a little bit more. You know, I'm going to be 50 in a little more than a month. And so I definitely like my shimmers to add a little, my highlights to add a little pop. So I highly recommend that if you haven't tried shimmer makeup at all, just a little bit of the highlight colors, that you think about trying that, because I think it makes a huge difference. Now, the last thing, this isn't adding color, but I just have a big fluffy powder brush, and I like to take that and just kind of go over my whole face. I didn't put anything on it, but what I'm doing is I'm just trying to make sure I've blended everything out well, and that I'm getting any excess product off so that nothing is too heavy on my face. So that's it. So now the next step in my makeup is going to be to do my eyes. And so I'll do my eyes, my eyebrows, and my lips. And that will finish off my look. And sometimes I will put a little bit of powder over my face. It depends on kind of how I'm looking. Do I like the way it looks? Did I use too much of the shimmer? And am I too shiny? So sometimes I'll just use like this powder, this Fit powder. It's you know, your typical powder that you can put on. Sometimes I actually use, so I have this NYX finishing, it's called Finishing Powder, Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. And sometimes I'll use that because it gives it a little bit of a matte finish. If I really feel like I went too heavy on some of the highlight colors, I might put some of this on, and that helps a ton. So that's it, you guys. That's all about the highlights. So again, experiment with products. You don't have to spend a lot of money or have a ton of products to really make your makeup look good. And I think it ends up looking really natural. And the only judge I can have is that I get so many compliments, both online and in person, about my skin, and I think it is because of my makeup techniques. And so I really encourage you to give some of this a try. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, look in the description for links to any of the products that I was able to find. And sometimes they are affiliate links. I do get a little bit of a commission sometimes from Amazon and those things if you click on them, and I appreciate that support because it helps me to buy more products. But I'll be honest with you guys, I think the most I've ever made is like 30 bucks off of Amazon, off of any of these links. So I'm not really making any money. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you want more content like this, and never hesitate to ask any questions. I'll talk to you guys soon.